Now I feel really bad. I started talking and I did not have myself up there. So, as I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, all ships at sea. Every week I promise to make this as short as humanly possible. And it somehow doesn't seem to happen. So, let's see if this can actually happen today. So, I'm just going to go over things really quick. I already have a question in, so I'm going to go ahead and answer it before I start. So hold on one second here. Come on back here. It was asked before we even started. So do you think it's possible for the 2023 median house to drop to 365 to 390? At this point, I have no idea what's going to happen because let's just be very honest. Nobody expected the market to turn around like it did. I didn't. I don't think anyone else did. The interest rates killed everything. The only thing we can do is start looking to see where we're going. All the predictions, they're all over the place. Everything from people saying we're still going to grow another 2% total, but like, is that really total for the year or still a little bit? Because it looks like things may have slowed down. We'll find out in a few. There have been some predictions that next year could be like down 2 or 3% and possibly for the following year. But if we only lose 2 or 3%, if we're still at 450, we haven't looked at it yet. Let's look at it and then we'll just figure it out. So on to the show. Let's see here. So let's start off. Get you out of here. With where our numbers are right now and see how we're actually doing the first 11 days of the month. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at where we stand right now. So let's go ahead and, of course, get this down to Vegas. And let's look at what our numbers look like. So as we speak, it looks like it didn't change too much from last week. So 99.81. Let's see what we get for single family. So it seems like we are really starting to stabilize now. So single family. So that's up slightly. So we're at 8,002 so far for single family. Take a quick look at condos and townhomes. Okay, this isn't cool. It looks like, what is going on here? Let me try to refresh, see if that does anything. Okay, maybe I should have done a restart of the computer before I started this today, because it is not responding to me. Let me try to do this again, see what happens. Whoa, I just lost myself. Where am I at? All right, there I am. Okay, yep. It's all my fault. I should have restarted this computer before I did anything like I normally do. Uh, just didn't do it today, and I am stuck. Let me see if I can do something here. Hold on. Let's just open this up again. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's do our condos and townhomes. So 1879. And now let's go see what actually sold. So let's go back to I may have to end up cutting this short. This is not working very well. I should have done a restart. Oh, there we go. Well, since we're at condos and townhomes, let's just go ahead and okay, this is now starting to become not great. Okay, so first 11 days of the year, median close price is 260. Last month it was, oh my, the median is actually down again. Uh, hmm, average 277. Let's see here. Huh. I thought the market is stabilized a little more than that. Let's go on in here and look at single family houses. Okay, so single family houses actually went up slightly, ever so slightly, $550 over the first 11 days of the month. So it really has stabilized. If you look back, I'm willing to bet. Let me see if I get proven wrong here. Let's go back exactly 30 days. And of course, okay, I'm going, whoops, it's back. And maybe it's not. Oh, yeah, there we go. So let's do 30 days on this. So let's go back to about the 12th through today. And let's look at what's happened over the last 30 days. So, interestingly enough, there has been no movement in single family homes. So it looks like that market has started to stabilize for us a bit. So, but remember, this is everything that went under contract anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks ago on average. But from what we're seeing right now, the market is finally stabilizing. So we've lost 32,000 so far, but right now it is stable again. So that's a good thing. Well, according to where you're at, because I know Demetrius here wants to get it, have it lose about another what's that be, 60 to 85,000. So I don't know if that's going to happen, Demetrius, but you never can tell. Biggest issue is the Fed is still going to continue to raise interest rates, which can, of course, cause some issues. Let's see here. Let's go back and start doing our analysis if the computer cooperates with me. And this is all my fault, but let's go back and see. So last month we're at 450 for the median sales price. Well, that was the last 30 days, but we saw for the first 11 days. So by now it's starting to gel a bit, that it has stabilized. So it's the same. So we have stopped the downward slide. And dang it. I'm sorry, this computer is I should have restarted. It was not acting strange prior to this, or at least the last time I used computer. But you see, it was 450. Got our little slide. Let's come back in here. Come on. So another thing to look at is 506 houses have been sold so far. We did have a holiday weekend. Oh, come on. Last month, 2,000 were sold. So it looks like we actually have fewer sales. We'll see how it picks up for the rest of the month. Let's go back to our dashboard and see what's happened over the last week. Okay, so for the last 7 days, this is actually strange. I said normally don't look at these. I looked this earlier and it was under 1,000. So it looks like some people have inputted some more listings this afternoon from this morning. So 1,023 new listings, which is actually down a little bit. So fewer listings came on the market in the last 7 days. But again, remember, we did have a long holiday weekend. This is actually increased when you think about it compared. So we got more price decreases, 77 price increases. I'm going to stop here for a second, talk about this one. This goes out because I actually contributed, because one of these is going to be one of mine. The seller contacted me, and I don't know what goes through people's minds and all. Bottom line is, it wasn't moving. Some things in certain parts of town just aren't moving. And even the other house that's up for sale has not had a single showing. And this house has had 3 showings. So I mean, infinitely more, since it's not 3 times. That one had to have the one showing to do anything. They lowered their price. Now, we had lowered our price about the same time. And now the logic of the seller is, well, because they lowered their price, he should raise his price up again because they lowered their price, which made his house more of a bargain. So he needed to raise the price. I don't know how that makes sense. That's kind of like, I was talking to somebody and said one of their sellers didn't want to lower the price, and the justification they used was the stock market had a good week. So because the stock market had a good week, everyone's going to be out looking for houses. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. But you can't, it's up to them. And then they'll, of course, blame the real estate agent. The market is tough right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see here. Got Natasha. What question do you have? Interest rates are so high that prices might drop. Yeah, interest rates are high, and that's actually what caused the issue that we're having right now. The interest rates, if you had bought a house back in January, even with the decrease in housing values by $32,000, with the change in interest rates, you're actually paying more than someone who bought a house, several months ago. If you look at it, oh man, I should have brought this one up. Let me see if I can find it. Where was it? Going into my emails now, see if I can find this. So there was an interesting little chart that showed what was going on. And come on, let me see if I can find that for you. I think this is it. No, it wasn't from this source, but it was basically showing how if you look at the lead lag kind of indicators, as things changed and the interest rates kept going up, that is how it affected the housing market. I'm going to try to find that for the next one because I didn't even think of bringing it out for you guys. So the interest rates are factored 1 or 2 months ahead. So, like when the prices started to drop, there was a lag indicator, and the lead indicator was actually the interest rates going up. But remember, some people are already in contract, and then when the contracts got signed and were executed for the people who were buying at the higher interest rates, that's when it started growing down. But if you look, I wish I had that in front of me. People have just plain gotten used to the interest rates a little bit. If not, we wouldn't have the stabilized market we've had over the last few weeks. But I still say there's probably going to be another shooter drop when Jerome Powell and the Feds raise the interest rates again. We don't know how much they're going to raise them. I think somebody I saw said they're expecting 75 basis points, which is 0.75%. And let's see what that would do. Let's go into the good old mortgage calculator here. And let's see, and compare it to the interest rates I just saw. Let me drag this over here. This is what was sent to me by, again, one lender. And like I always say, shop around for your lender. So fairly close to last month. Let's pretend 6.5%. And we'll use 450. 3% down. We'll just zero these out just to make it even the PMI. So 2758, which is a crap ton of money. Can't lie about that. If it was to go up 75 basis points, yeah, an extra $200. So yeah, that's not good. So yeah, $220. So let's just hope that does not happen. Well, we already know it's gonna happen. If it's going to cost somebody another $220, there's a good chance that they will not be able to afford it, or it's going to drive down housing prices a little bit more again. So we've had several months of a slide. We may be stable for a month or so because people uh, who are closing now bought their house, 2 weeks to 6 weeks ago. which means until they raise the interest rates, things may stabilize a bit. But I don't know. I don't know. Oh, let's see. Going by. Oh, man, this is slow. Let's see here. So let's look at the official numbers. Since last time I did this, I went by my numbers. Single family, 450, 2,000 sold. As you can see, we have close to the same amount. So 4 months of inventory. So 4 months still shows us at a quote unquote seller's market, but we are entering a balanced market. There's just no doubt about it. Pretty soon the sellers are going to stop taking under their list price, and it's just going to be balanced, which is what I really like. I just hope it actually does not fall into a buyer's market, because here's what will happen. If we fall into a buyer's market, nobody's going to want to buy because you're waiting for prices to drop. So because of that, prices will drop, then you'll stop wanting to do anything, and then you'll just keep going, well, prices will drop, and sometimes people aren't thinking that, like I said, I don't like used car sales for myself, but are you looking at interest rates? Like I said, somebody who purchased a house a few months ago at 3.25% or something, so let's say at the top of the market, their payment was $2,034. So even after the drop, and you look at the price now with the interest rates, you're paying more after the price drop. So how much have you really saved on that? Not much. The other thing is, I'm serious. Shop around. Just because I just flashed a number up there for interest rates doesn't mean anything. Uh, one thing people don't realize is when you go to shop for interest rate, the CFPB, Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, they have a rule. If you shop within a short period of time for the same type of loan, aka a mortgage, it does not affect your credit rate. Play them against each other, because I don't want to get in here and talk about how the lenders make their money, but they make a lot more money than they let on. They make about 1.5% on average for a loan of the amount that's loaned out. They can actually kind of give back their profit and give that profit to you in the form of lower interest rate. Now, right now, I have somebody, not me, but my mentee has somebody in contract, and they were going to drop out of the contract because they realized that the payments were going to be more than they felt they could afford. Well, found a lender that had this absolutely ridiculously low rate, just because they gave back their percentage that they were going to make, and that caused that to happen. So don't be afraid to shop around. I'm just saying, uh, help yourself. Sellers, it would behoove you, especially in this day and age, to buy down your buyer's interest rates. It may be the difference between having somebody to offer you the price or even the full price and not making a sale. So, like, let's look here. That same hypothetical $450,000 house. So, look, it's 258. What if they were to buy you down with 3 points and they bought you down to like 5%? So look at that, 2758. $410. They can buy you down like that. And according to the type of loan you have, they can buy you down and pay your closing costs There's a lot of sellers out there who are lowering their prices when they could just do a buy down and give closing costs and be with the right lender. Because I've said this before, be careful about the lenders you're with, because some of them, just because you can charge something doesn't mean you have to charge it. Go out there and you look at those origination fees and all that stuff. There are plenty of lenders who will do your business and not charge you an origination fee. And there are all kinds of junk fees. I'm sure you've realized in real estate, it's all about fees and junk fees, and because everybody is feeding off of that transaction. They want to get their snout as deep into it as they can. Go find somebody who's not going to put their snout as deeply into it. Okay. Let's see what you got here. Yeah. There's plenty of condos right now, man. Just take a look. Just make sure you're monitoring, because if you notice that the numbers of available housing has not changed in the last few weeks. So we are truly in a balanced market right now. And at some point, the sellers are going to realize this balance. They're going to stop. Well, in a balanced market, they're going to pay closing costs, especially if they have enough into it. Big thing is the buyers just need to come back, because I didn't finish up what I was doing here because I'm scatterbrained. But if you look, the number of solds are down. So that corresponds to the number of new listings down. Again, long holiday weekend. So you may not have had as many people out looking for houses. By the same token, again, these were contracts that were signed 2 to 6 weeks ago. So do we know if it's actually down or not? Next week will really tell us a lot, along with, I have not seen the numbers from our visitors, or at least I haven't looked for it, because that's going to determine a lot about what Las Vegas is going to do if we had a lot of visitors this last weekend for the holiday. Okay, because computer's acting up, I don't have too much to say for the rest of this. I'm going to wait around a second for any kind of questions that come in and see what I can do to help folks. Does anybody have any questions? While you're waiting, I guess I was out, left a little gate open. So I've been making these suckers here. Yeah, I'm getting into my nerd time now. These are Harry Potter ones. I've been doing a lot of 3D printing, and we have a carnival coming up, and I was going to give these out. Go down, and a dog is chewing on one, so he snuck in here and stole one. And right now, as we speak, I'm actually doing, let's see if I can change this here so you can see it. Whoops. Yeah, this shows you the nerd stuff I do here. I'm 3D printing a gun right now. And this is actually a working gun, but it shoots rubber bands. So that's the nerdy stuff I'm doing. Okay. There is nothing wrong with North Las Vegas. A lot of people have negative feelings about North Las Vegas and East Side. There are nice neighborhoods in both. There are bad neighborhoods in both, especially around the base is bad neighborhoods. 89084 89031 89032 are the ones I can think of that are good neighborhoods or good areas. Yeah, you may save a little, because I'm going to be honest. When I say that I have those properties that aren't moving, they're in North Las Vegas, but in great neighborhoods. So right now, people can, get into Summerlin and Centennial Hills and stuff like that. So they're going for that, because my Summerlin listing, I mean, it's gotten more showings than I've ever had without getting an offer. That's the issue I'm having right now is nobody's pulling the trigger on an offer. But because no one's pulling the trigger, if you're a buyer, it's a perfect time before something changes. I would say close to it. It's a master plan community. There's actually another master plan community that's going in just north of Summerlin. I cannot think of the name right now, but Aliante is kind of like their version of Summerlin for North Las Vegas. There's some other nice neighborhoods. Like I said, it's pretty decent there. Let's see here. I wish I could. The reason interest rates are so high, I've said this before, the Fed, their job is to keep inflation at check. So if you want to lower the interest rates, there's no nice way to put it. You got to get the politicians to stop complaining. So if you complain or a politician complains, and they say, "Oh, look at the price of gas, and look at this," and even if inflation's worldwide. It doesn't matter what country you're in right now, there's inflation, but politicians want to use that. I don't like to get into politics. As long as the politicians are squawking to try to make a political point, interest rates are going to go up and stay up. It's until, look how we got to the interest rates we are now. It was because the economy was bad, so they kept lowering interest rates to encourage people to buy. Well, people bought, and it caused inflation. So now they have to reverse course. So that's what's going on. And the bright spot is, that gas is going down. Some other inflation indicators are going down right now. So if we're lucky, that will stop the Fed from raising interest rates again. No, I actually was kind of enjoying the interest rates for a minute because a very selfish reason. As many of you know, I'm retired from the military. They base our annual COLA, which is our raise, on the inflation rates. And at one point, they said we could get as much as an 11% raise. And yeah, I was really looking forward to that 11%. Now it may be down to 8%, so a difference of several $100s. And you just feel it. It's like, I was going to get all this, and now you're going to get less. I want inflation to go back up so I get more money, because a lot of my costs are fixed, so it doesn't affect me except for food. Unfortunately, I'm half insulated from that because my wife does all the shopping. But when I go out and I start seeing stuff, it does make me mad. But a lot of the rest of my stuff is fixed, and so I felt really good knowing that I was going to be getting an 11% raise. Okay, any other questions? Don't want to keep everyone. I want to stick to my word this time and get out of here at a good time. And see if, let me see, I got another hour for my 3D printed gun, and hopefully it works. So I can put a rubber band in it. So I will take someone's opinion. You can even leave it later. I'm thinking about printing out several of these guns. This is a Glock 17. Right now I'm going to print it in brown because that's the filament I have in, because I have some other issues. Long story. But I'm thinking about that as one of the prizes I'll give away to kids. Do you think that's a little too provocative to give kids a gun? Okay. Any questions? Any questions? I'm going to give you 1 minute and 30 seconds. No more questions. I'm going to end it. Okay. Lawanda, what's happening with the water? To be honest, I haven't heard many people squawk about the water since we had all those big as heck storms a couple of weeks back. The water actually rose in the reservoir because we had some really, really, really big rains. Uh, but it doesn't help or hurt that much. What a lot of people don't realize is Lake Mead, where we get the majority of our water from, only supplies 6% of the water to Las Vegas. I mean, what I mean by that is only 6 or 7% of the water coming from Lake Mead goes to Las Vegas and Southern Nevada. The majority of it goes to California, not Nevada. And I think even Arizona gets more water than we do. So they're kind of dictating things. Big things they're doing is they're limiting the size of pools, and they have limited what they call ornamental grass. That's like for government and stuff like that. They're starting to rip up grass around town. I think that is stupid because I don't know if this is a political argument or not. In the military, they would have all of these, like when you go into a room, you know what, when you leave the room, there's nobody there, the light turns off to save electricity. Well, they weren't saving anything. They're actually using more electricity. The way fluorescent lights are, because the government uses fluorescent lights, is they are meant to actually be on 24/7. A lot of people don't realize that. They're meant to be on 24/7. So every time you turn a fluorescent light on, it uses more electricity than leaving it on for 24 hours straight. So these lights are coming on and off to save electricity. Well, just because I hear that doesn't mean it's true. There's also some other issues. First of all, you can wear them out faster. And then there are other components to, office fluorescent lights, like the ballast and stuff like that. So when I was stationed at Hickam, I was just like chilling out, and I was talking to one of our tech guys. He was changing a light bulb, and I went, I've always wondered this question. I've always heard that it's more efficient to leave these on for 24 hours, and that by having these little things to so-called save money, all we're doing is, let's see who this is. It was a polling place. I hate politicians. That we're just trying to look good. And then he confessed, was like, yeah, it's true. They last less time. They're full of material that poison the earth. And it's actually costing more money and electricity and everything else. And it's just about looking good. So, yeah. I'm sick and tired of people trying to look good instead of doing the right thing. As a matter of fact, let's see here. You're in California. Do you know the latest California BS, which is just surprising me? They're talking about forcing people to have their own private wells, to put meters on their wells and pay for the water that they're pumping out of their own land. That's some silly crap. By the same token, I read today that in reality, people in California pay fewer taxes. Yes, liberal California pay fewer taxes overall than Texas. I'm going to look deeper into it because I'm probably going to make a video about it and then show that Nevada even pays less than either one of them because, we have lower taxes for real. Unlike Texas and some other places where you so-called don't have income taxes, but you got to pay out your rear end for everything else. Because like here in Nevada, I do not know what they do in California. I never paid attention while I was there. They don't tax food here. And food can be a big part of your lifestyle and your budget. And turn that off. If you're not paying taxes on food, it adds up. But in Texas, if I remember correctly, when I was stationed there, we paid taxes on food. So that can take a hit out of your pocket. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. This is what I'm here for. Yes, and getting back, this is what I'm talking about. They want to look good by taking all of the grass away Oh man, Luana, you got it. They want to look good by taking all the grass away, and you're making the place hotter and uglier. When those hurricanes came through and it flooded Houston a few years back, one of the reasons it flooded Houston is they took away too much grass and put too much concrete down, aka like rocks, like they're doing in Las Vegas, and the ground could not absorb the water, so they had flooding. Now, I don't say think there's going to be flooding in Las Vegas per se, but the grass absorbs the heat instead of reflecting it back into your face. It's bad enough when it's 115 degrees. Why make it 116, 117? I'm sorry, you can feel the difference. Yep, everything's cuckoo. Uh, it is. I mean, I own land and I drill a well. I pay to drill a well to have the government come along and say, somehow it's unfair that you have free water. We need you to pay for it. That make any sense to anybody? No. No matter what you say about Sisolak or any other governor or anything, nobody's ever proposed anything that stupid in Las Vegas or Nevada. It's kind of like I almost made a video one time about how at some point you may not be able to have bacon in California because of the new ethical standards. Um, I like tasty bacon. I had some sausage this morning and I had bacon yesterday, and I dare somebody to take the bacon out of my mouth. Yeah, a lot of people are leaving, but a lot of people love it too, and they're willing to put up with the BS. But come to Vegas, because let me tell you, we're close enough to California without all the silliness, and housing for now is a little bit cheaper. It used to be a lot cheaper. I ain't gonna lie, it went up. But if you look at some of the houses, I mean, I know folks in California, they're housing, I mean, for a house you could pay 500,000-600,000 for here in Vegas, they're living in $2 million houses. Who's got that kind of money? I don't know. I don't know where they get it from. Okay, well, had some discussion there. I've been ranting for a second. Talked about some nerd stuff. I'm printing off a gun that I may give to kids. uh, Anybody else have any questions? I'll give it 2 minutes. I'll rant for 2 minutes if you want me to. I'm still going under where I did any other times. Let me see. So anyway, I'll just rant for like a minute or two just to see if anyone asks a question. So in case you didn't know, you probably noticed this. This is actually scanning spray. In case someone's going like, what is that? And then you go, what's scanning spray? I have a 3D scanner where I can scan anything, and this makes it easier for the scanner to see, in case someone's wondering. I bought a whole bunch of these knives here. I like to give gifts out to my clients, just little gifts here and there. And I use like my lasers and stuff. So I got a good deal on these on Amazon, and they're actually really, really nice. Matter of fact, I just finished seeing what I can practice. So it's not focusing the way I want it to, but it says U.S. Air Force retired, or actually just says Air Force retired. So I'm going to be engraving these suckers for my clients. I engraved this one for a guy just closed. Well, we closed a few weeks ago, but he just arrived from out of state this week. So I'm going to be giving him this knife, and I'll find something to give his wife. Okay. I have tap danced enough. Let me go ahead, get my, hold on. Got a question. The mountains are definitely cooler. I've been to up to Mount Charleston in the middle of the summer, where it was in the hundreds here. It was in the 80s there. So going up to Mount Charleston is a good thing. If you want me to, we can look up some Mount Charleston properties. You can keep me here a little bit longer. If you want me to, you can see how much the Mount Charleston properties are. So for those of you who don't know, we actually have skiing here in the Vegas area. Up on Mount Charleston, it's high enough where it's in the snow belt. And some years we have the entire, all of the mountains surrounding Las Vegas will have snow on them. Now, to be honest, I did not see any snow this year. I did not pay attention to see if Mount Charleston had any. I have actually not been up there in the middle of the winter to see what the snowing is like or the skiing, because they have skiing and snowboarding. They have an entire ski lodge up there. I mean, you're 30 minutes from a ski lodge in Vegas. From the strip, it's like 45 minutes away. How do you beat that? You're like 45 minutes to hiking in um, a national park. You got Lake Mead when it actually has water in it. And you got skiing all within 45 minutes. Come on. Uh, sure. She wants to know what's the zip code for Mount Charleston. Let me just go into Mount Charleston here and we'll pull the zip code. Since I, whoops, got now, sorry, got to switch because I was sitting there showing you my nerdness of creating a gun. He was creating a gun, but it was a gun for kids. Shoots rubber bands. Remember that. Shoots rubber bands. But it looks real. We'll find out. Maybe I'll bring it on the next one because the carnival's not until the end of the month. Oh, come on now. Sorry, it's just really slow. Okay. Oh, there we go. So let's just go up to Mount Charleston and see what we got available. Now, according to what side of Mount Charleston you're on, you're going to have some. Oh, come on now. Some of the areas you do not own the land, you're on Forest Service land, and you lease the land. What? There's nothing for sale on Mount Charleston right now? What's up with that? Let's see if anything is. Oh, there's not gonna be because there's too much going on in Vegas. There we go. So you got two sides: the Lee Canyon side and the oh my God, what is the name of this other side here? See, like this one here. So the zip code, because you're asking, is 89124. I'll see if there's a different one on the other side. So this cabin here. So it's not telling me whether or not you own the land on this one. Because I think it's the other side where you don't own the land because it's Forest Service. Let's see. Here's that other side there. See, look at this is some pricey stuff, huh? 255. So this, no, at that price, I am going to bet. I forgot to do this on the last one just to so you don't see their notes. Huh. Yeah, you don't own this one. So it's 255. There's an annual fee of 5150. So Yeah. That's what you're paying to the Park Service. Well, I'm sorry, U.S. Forest Service. I just got it here. You're paying to the U.S. Forest Service. Well, hold on. Let me look at this one here. See if I can look at the pictures. Come on. Well, now that almost looks like a condo or something. It's a condo. I did not know they had condos up there. Hold on. Let's see. Let you see it. Yeah, it's 255. Well, got some beautiful views. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Looks like everyone's starting to leave now. So it's probably time for me to leave. I'm going to give it another minute and then I'm going to bounce out. I don't even have anything to come up with to entertain you for 1 minute other than me doing my nerd stuff. I can't wait to see this gun. I'm just going to brag to everyone I 3D printed a gun this weekend. I'm going to give it away to kids. Okay, still got 30 seconds to go. Like the Jeopardy music going dun 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 dun. Well, doesn't look like anybody else is going to ask a question because I know there is a delay. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I did keep it a little shorter than normal. I wanted to be even shorter than that because the market is starting to stabilize. I don't know how long it's going to stay stable for. And if you guys ever need anything, my information is in the info tab. You can text me and get on my calendar and we can talk a little bit if you have any questions. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end it today. And I want you to enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'm going to print some more guns and other stuff and enjoy myself too because I'm just a big nerd.